Doctor Who is very much in the public eye at the moment, what with the series finale to Ncuti's second run almost upon us. It's a very exciting time to be a Doctor Who fan, so I decided the next review in my ongoing Series 11 episode review should be Demons of the Punjab, an episode which is mostly liked amongst the 13th Doctor's era. So how well does it hold up? Well, let's find out together. Now, on with the Demons of the Punjab review. The intro to the episode begins in arguably the most unique place of the whole series. It features a flashback segment to Yaz celebrating a birthday with her nan and family. Okay, I think the scene is both good and bad. It gives some nice callbacks and world building through Yaz's family and introduces one of the central characters to this plot, Yaz's nan. But it just feels way too cluttered. There are too many characters around this small table. I think had this been Yaz and her nan one-on-one, then it would have done a lot for Yaz's character and elevated the closeness in their relationship. Especially with how centric Yaz's nan is to this episode. The exposition-heavy conversation with the nan would have worked much better had it just been one-on-one, as I just said. Remove the rest of the family and it tightens the scene and makes it feel more heartfelt. It would also give her some organic character development. But Yaz, who isn't a particularly strong presence, gets lost in the sea of her family here. It just seems like wasted potential for a strong character moment. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but there's a really jarring scene where the dad appears from nowhere, offers to fix the watch, and then in the next cut, he is just chilling in the background. It just seemed like a bit of an awkward cut to me. So Yaz asks the Doctor if she can go back and see her nan during the partition of India. This whole scene just reminds me of when Rose asks the 9th Doctor if she can go back and see her dad, with disastrous consequences. But due to a lack of character and emotional weight, this just feels so awkward and forced plot-wise in comparison. I think it needed something else to help combat this feeling of clunkiness. Maybe if there was a scene in the TARDIS which ignited the whole birthday. Maybe the Doctor is trying to get to know the companions and accidentally triggers something with Yaz. Admittedly, some of Graham's dialogue here did make me laugh, but apart from that, it felt like they were just padding the scene to hit a time count. This is a good example of where I think one companion is needed. Have Graham and Ryan visit family or something. Just have them appear at the beginning or at the end. And it just becomes Yaz and the Doctor exploring the Punjab together. Alright, much like Rosa, I think the atmospheric music works with the beautiful scenery of the landscape. It really did tie the scene together really well. Okay, this is only the second time I've viewed the episode, but the Doctor having weird telepathic flashes caught me off guard. In such a good way. It was unexpected and has made me very intrigued. I think the darker force it has cuts through the scenery well. It's a nice way of indicating early on that all is not good, while relaying to the established quirkiest side to the 13th Doctor. This scene ends with a shot of the creature watching the gang and travelling away. I really don't think that shot was needed. I think it's slight overkill. The flash of something the Doctor had was more than enough. This early on in the episode, it kills a lot of the audience intrigue. Once they park up, Yaz has a weird interaction with the grandmother. I actually think the dialogue here is okay. I just think Mandip Gill's acting isn't the best, so it unravels any sense of emotional stake or interesting plot development. I actually really like Whittaker's quick response and ability to stop Yaz here. I actually believe she is the Doctor in this scene. It's one of her stronger moments of the series. You can clearly see the weight and responsibility to the timeline and her companions on her shoulders. I think a moment like this was needed. It reaffirms Whittaker's ability when the writing lends itself to her. It is then revealed the episode takes place in the partition of India. This episode kinda gives me slice of life soap opera vibes, which wouldn't be an issue, but I personally always prefer Doctor Who when it's more of a scientific space odyssey type venture. I do however know that a lot of people like this sort of episode too. A slower paced, more human outlook and plot, which is fine. I think something like this comes down to personal preferences. The whole cast notice the demons, the Doctor shoots them with his sonic screwdriver and they vanish into thin air. It's a bit random, but at least it made the episode slightly entertaining again. Although, it's one of those annoying the sonic screwdriver can solve all issues type deals, which I personally find to be really lazy writing. The Doctor, Ryan and Graham chase after them into the woods. They use some high-frequency weapon to back the gang away, while they circle around a dead old man. After firing his gun at them, Prem admits to seeing these creatures before. They find a transmat doorway in the woods. This era really likes having random alien tech left in the woods. It's fine as a noticeable plot device, but it seems way too convenient to just find it in the woods. I mean, anyone could find it. Not that they would know what they're looking at, but still. Once again, 13 is way too dependent on the sonic screwdriver.
I am a robot, not a miracle worker.
The Doctor steals a device from the Hive, and the aliens who look like Ryuk from Death Note appear and tell the Doctor she can't prevent their plans. This leads to a generic chase scene out of the forest that feels like it could be from any episode of Doctor Who. You know, despite this fun and unique setting, it all feels very samey so far, which is a bit of a shame. Back in the barn, Prem tries to sacrifice himself to the man-bat looking alien, but it doesn't work. So the Doctor manages to lock them out of the barn for a couple of hours so that everyone can celebrate and the pair can get married. This is so the Doctor can keep the timeline intact and stop Yaz from getting erased. Again, it feels like a recycled plot, but done poorly. I think if this were the only case, then it would be fine, but it feels very derivative of Father's Day with Eccleston. Tension builds between Prem and Manesh over the partition. It's almost like the demons is a metaphor for the toxic feelings and aggressions between the pair. Which is absolutely fine. I joke, but it is actually quite a strong undercurrent here and handled well so far. The assassins bring the Doctor into their hive, where they reveal the twist in the story is that they're observers of death instead of actual assassins themselves. Which is a bit annoying to be honest, as I think the series needed a real alien threat. Tim Shaw from The Woman Who Fell to Earth was meant to be an alien threat but was way too comical, so I think these creatures could have done a much better job. Especially as I quite like their designs, they feel very classic Who to me and I genuinely mean that as a positive. Prem has to die now and the gang can't tell anyone they know this. It's kind of sad, but it does fit with what they're going for with the story and fits with Yaz's family tree in the future. So yeah, it fits the confounds of the plot. The wedding is nice and very atmospheric. It would fit a BBC drama but feels so out of place being included in a Who episode. It is shot beautifully with great cameras and editing, but doesn't really interest me very much. Again, if you're a fan of this type of thing, then I completely respect you. It just isn't the kind of thing that engages me, especially in Doctor Who. Manesh has such a petty and childish outburst, it feels so cringy to watch. Tonally, it's a mess. There's a happy scene and a weird statement, and then the watch breaks. It's so all over the place and muddled. Like, I can see what they were trying to go for through the writing, it just didn't translate the best on screen, in my opinion. Oh, Manesh is the one who killed the priest. He led a racist war on horses towards the barn, they're after the land, and will get it at any cost, so it seems. Prem tries desperately to get through to his younger brother and stop the war he is trying to ignite from happening. The acting between them is really good, a lot better than it has been this series. You can clearly see the emotion between the pair of them. I was sold on their dynamic here. Manesh pulls the trigger and executes his older brother. The gang walk away as it's happening. I think it was trying to resonate the same way it did to the ending of Rosa, but it just doesn't hit the same for me. I wasn't invested enough in the plot to feel much, if I'm honest. So, it's kind of interesting. I know a lot of people generally like this episode and will call it one of the stronger episodes of the era. I can understand where their appeal comes from, but I just wasn't a fan. I think you need to enjoy this kind of interpersonal slice of life drama to be a fan, which is absolutely fine. Everyone has their preferences. What do you think about this one? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed what you saw, then could I please ask you to like this video and subscribe to the channel? Well, I'm going to get started on the next video. I'll see you guys.